On the night Mark Carney became Prime Minister, he did not offer soft diplomacy or careful ambiguity. He looked straight at the threat coming from Donald Trump and rejected it in the clearest possible terms. Introduced by his wife Diana, Carney stepped to the microphone and delivered a message that still defines the confrontation. Canada will not be broken, will not be owned, and will not accept a subordinate place in anyone's economic order. This was not a victory lap. It was a public drawing of a line, one Trump was meant to hear, and one Carney has refused to erase.
Good evening, Canada. Bonsoir, Canada, et merci pour votre vote. I'm so grateful to you. Thank you for supporting your Liberal candidates. And thank you for choosing my husband's vision of a positive, unified, and above all, a strong country. Over the past few weeks, Mark and I have had the enormous privilege of meeting so many people across this great country. Everywhere we've visited, we've been energized by the passion, the commitment, and the kindness and belief that we have encountered, not to mention the beauty and diversity of this amazing country. As we've traced a path from winter into spring, through all this, I've watched my husband listen and learn. I've watched him inspire confidence and take on new skills. But most of all, I've seen him remain true to what he's always been: consistent, compassionate, loyal, and driven by an exceptionally strong set of values. He's thoughtful, respectful, and honest. And I think and hope that you now have come to appreciate that alongside his capacity for dealing with the most serious of matters, he has a great mind for trivia, a wicked sense of humor, and a wonderful smile. He's been that way since our very first date, back when we were young grad students, when we went to that dinner, and he said to me, he stopped the conversation, and he said to me, "I want you to know I'm committed to move back to Canada and to work in the public service." So here we are. As his partner, I could not be more proud of him. And as a Canadian, I'm so thankful that the man I met more than 30 years ago has held tight to that strong commitment to service. I'm lucky to have him. We're lucky to have him now more than ever. Without further ado, it's my great pleasure to introduce my husband, the Prime Minister who will make Canada strong and Canada for.
Diana Carney's introduction did more than humanize the new Prime Minister. It established continuity and character. The man who had just won the election was the same person who, decades earlier, as a young graduate student, had already committed himself to returning to Canada and serving in public life. In a moment of national tension with a bullying neighbor, that long-standing commitment to the country itself became part of the contrast. Seriousness and rootedness versus chaos and coercion.
America wants our land, our resources, our water, our country. Never. But these are not idle threats. President Trump is trying to break us so that America can own us. That will never ever happen. But we also must recognize the reality that our world has fundamentally changed. There is also, for me, as I stand before you this evening, humility in recognizing that, well, many have chosen to place your trust in me, trust in the Liberal Party. Millions of our fellow citizens preferred a different outcome. And my message to every Canadian is this: no matter where you live, no matter what language you speak, no matter how you voted, I will always do my best to represent everyone who calls Canada home.
This is the most direct confrontation in the speech. Carney did not hide behind polite language. He stated that America wants Canada's land, resources, water, and country. He said President Trump is trying to break Canada so that America can own it. Then he answered with total finality, that will never, ever happen. In those few sentences, he stripped away the pretense that the pressure campaign was ordinary trade negotiation. He named it as an attempt at domination and closed the door on it in front of the entire country.
We are once again at one of those hinge moments of history. Our old relationship with the United States, a relationship based on steadily increasing integration, is over. The system of open global trade, anchored by the United States, a system that Canada has relied on since the Second World War, a system that, while not perfect, has helped deliver prosperity for a country for decades, is over. But it's also our new reality. We are over the shock of the American betrayal, but we should never forget the lessons.
But you're going to take us forward.
We have to look out for ourselves. And above all, we have to take care of each other. When I sit down with President Trump, it will be to discuss the future economic and security relationship between two sovereign nations. And it will be with our full knowledge that we have many, many other options than the United States to build prosperity for all Canadians.
Carney went further. He declared the old relationship with the United States finished. The system of deepening integration and open trade anchored by America, the system Canada had relied on for decades, was over. He called the rupture an American betrayal. Then he set the new terms. When he sits down with Trump, it will be as one sovereign nation speaking to another, and Canada will do so knowing it has many other options. The message was unmistakable. The era of assumed dependence is over. Trump's leverage is not what he pretends it is.
The point is that we can give ourselves far more than the Americans can ever take away. But even given that, I want to be clear. The coming days and months will be challenging, and they will call for some sacrifices. But we will share those sacrifices by supporting our workers and our businesses.
Here, Carney delivered the strategic core of his response. Canada, he said, can give itself far more than the Americans can ever take away. The coming months would be difficult. Sacrifices would be required. But those costs would be shared, and workers and businesses would be protected. The line was both defiant and practical. External pressure can impose pain. It cannot prevent a country determined to build its own capacity, its own markets, and its own strength. Trump's ability to inflict damage does not equal the power to determine Canada's future.
We will fight back with everything we have to get the best deal for Canada. We will protect our workers and businesses, and above all, we will build an independent future for our great country. A future that makes the greatest country on the earth even better. Together, we will build a Canada worthy of our values. We will build Canada strong, Canada free, Canada forever. Vive le Canada. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup.
The closing left no room for misinterpretation. Canada will fight back with everything it has. It will protect its workers and businesses. Above all, it will build an independent future. Canada strong, Canada free, Canada forever. These were not sentimental slogans. They were the public rejection of the idea that Canada's prosperity or sovereignty could be dictated from Washington. On the night he took office, Carney made the choice explicit. Resistance, self-reliance, and national ambition over accommodation and managed decline. Donald Trump's approach has always relied on the belief that pressure produces submission. On election night 2025, Mark Carney answered that belief in public. He rejected the attempt to break or own Canada. He declared the old arrangements dead. He insisted on sovereignty and options, and he committed the country to building more for itself than any external actor could remove. Those words were not campaign theater. They became the standard against which subsequent decisions have been judged. The line was drawn when the results came in. It has not been walked back.